Rich Energy is a company that we know was associated with the Haas Formula One team, but ever since they ended their partnership, the company has been removed from the spotlight. This leaves the questions: what went wrong, and what is Rich Energy doing now? Before we take a look at what Rich Energy are doing now, we need to understand a little more about this brand. Let's start off by looking at the origins. Rich Energy is a British company created by a man called William Storey. He began his journey building Rich Energy in 2009. However, it was not until 6 years later until a product was merely developed. That product would become a market leader and a brand that would go shoulder to shoulder with Red Bull, or so they thought. With black and gold design that would incorporate the British flag throughout, Rich Energy have thought they had a product that would take the energy drink market by storm. But Rich Energy would ultimately have a difficult time trying to break into the market. So what went wrong for the company that was aiming so big but ultimately struggled to compete? Rich Energy claimed that their energy drink was a premium product that uses clear mountain spring water. This was one of their key selling points. The general concept of a business is to create products and sell them for a profit. Obviously, Rich Energy did not get the memo, as every time you went online and tried to purchase their drink, it was sold out. This wasn't due to its popularity, they just didn't seem to have any cans for sale at any time. It did appear briefly on Amazon for sale, but that very quickly disappeared too. For a business that set itself the target of beating Red Bull, they didn't really give themselves the best platform to do it. But if you can't beat Red Bull in energy drinks, why not beat them at their next best thing? Sport. Red Bull have been involved in the sporting world since 1989, not only sponsoring teams, but also owning them, as in this case of Red Bull Salzburg, New York Red Bulls, and RB Leipzig. But they have been involved in Formula One since 1995, originally sponsoring Sauber, before becoming a team themselves in 2005 after taking over Jaguar. But enough about Red Bull, and back to Rich Energy. They were heavily linked to title sponsor the Williams Racing Team in 2019, after they lost out to Lawrence Stroll for ownership of Force India. However, in surprise to everyone, Haas were announced as the team that Rich Energy would title sponsor going into the 2019 season, with the aim to beat Red Bull, something that might not have been the most realistic target to set. So as Rich Energy wanted to become a successful energy drink company, they did what most businesses would do, and see what their competitors are doing and try to work out a few tricks here and there. But William Storey become very fond of a certain logo and of a company that is nowhere near their market, taking inspiration, copying the logo of Whyte Bikes, a company based near to a Pets at Home, Donnell Mill, and Seat Garage. Not the Harrods or Rolex stores you would think a premium brand would be taking inspiration off. For Rich Energy, this then led to a court case over the trademark infringement of this logo, which Whyte Bikes won, and the business from Whitworth Road beat the global powerhouse of Rich Energy, something that nobody other than themselves see them as. As a result of this loss, it meant that Haas F1 team had to remove the logo from all its cars until a new logo was produced. This happened going into the British Grand Prix, which would have been Rich Energy's home race. Just before the British Grand Prix, Rich Energy had changed its registered name with Companies House to Lightning Bolt Ltd. Although, there is nothing to suggest that this new name has been implemented anywhere else apart from the registered name with Companies House. The Rich Energy name remained on the back of the gold cars until the Singapore Grand Prix, when the Rich Energy name was no longer on the car, but at least they still got to keep their Lotus-inspired colour scheme on the car for the rest of the season. It was not long after the logo was removed from the Haas cars that the financial accounts of the company had been released. These showed that the company had just a little over £500 in their accounts. So how exactly was Haas to receive any actual benefit from £500? Rich Energy actually tweeted out just before the British Grand Prix that they had cancelled their sponsorship with Haas F1 team, before the American team responded a day later, confirming that Rich Energy was still the title sponsor of the team. After the Singapore Grand Prix, Formula One and Rich Energy were no more, for now anyway. But enough about Rich Energy's backstory. You're here to find out what they are doing now. And believe it or not, they are still involved in the world of motorsport. As I mentioned earlier, Rich Energy had officially changed its name to Lightning Volt Limited at Companies House in the UK, and to this day that still remains the case. However, William Storey is listed as a director alongside Zoran Turcic, with a correspondence address of Hyde Park House in London. This name was changed on the 16th of July 2019, and 3 days later a company registered as Rich Energy Limited was set up by Stephen Wesson, whose name might feature again very shortly. On the Rich Energy website, at the very bottom, the company is listed as Rich OMG Limited, which is an address in Stratford-upon-Avon in England, famous for William Shakespeare, which is fitting for all the drama which this company has caused. Rich Energy had to change their logo as a result of the trademark case with Whyte Bikes, and if you take their Twitter profile picture of the new logo and do a little bit of research on that, we found that it was changed on 12th of March 2020, and is not a massive change, but enough to keep Whyte Bikes happy, we think. Let's look again at this Rich OMG Limited. This is the company that is selling the energy drinks online, but nowhere on Companies House documentation is the name William Storey mentioned. There was another company registered as Rich Energy Racing Limited, which was set up by William Storey on 15th of December 2017. This was dissolved on the 28th of January 2020. Where the OMG Racing comes into play is through the sponsorship of the British Superbike team OMG Racing, but this appears to be a little more than just a sponsorship. The new Rich OMG Limited that is stated on the website is now a main online distributor of the energy drink. What makes this even more confusing is that Rich OMG Limited was incorporated on 23rd of March 2020, and until 30th of March 2020 used the name Rich Energy OMG Racing Limited. This company has only one listed officer, which is the director Alan Edward Lowe. Rich Energy OMG Racing Limited is still active, but it was called Rich OMG Limited between 25th of February 2020 and 30th of March 2020, with Rich OMG Limited and Rich Energy OMG Racing Limited swapping names on 30th of March 2020. Confused yet? What makes this even crazier is that both Rich Energy OMG Racing Limited and Rich OMG Limited have Alan Edward Lowe listed as a director and no other active officers. As we're trying to find out exactly the reasons why all this is going on, we find something very interesting and something that many people haven't picked up on. According to the LinkedIn page of Stephen Weston, he was involved in the operations side of Rich Energy from February to August 2019. However, when we look at Rich Energy Limited on Companies House, we see that Steve Weston is still listed as secretary and director of the company with no other officers listed. Then we find something in the London Gazette that we haven't really seen mentioned before. There is a petition to wind up Lightning Volt Limited that was issued on the 9th of October 2019. The result of this will be known in October 2020, and as a result of their bank accounts and all their assets are frozen and the companies should not be trading. However, this is not the case from the public eye, with Rich Energy currently being distributed by Rich OMG Limited, and William Storey does not officially have a role in that business. The wind-up petition is against Rich Energy, the company Lightning Volt Limited and its directors, and was submitted by Neville Weston, who was a minority shareholder in Rich Energy, and was the person that Edbury Partnership Agency sent to Rich Energy on behalf of Haas F1, expressing concern around the viability of Rich Energy at the time of the British Grand Prix. That letter, which was leaked by Rich Energy, stated, "We understand you are seeking to take control of Rich Energy anyway from Mr. Storey, the current CEO. If that comes to pass, we are happy to engage in conversations with you, provided clear evidence that Mr. Storey has been removed as director and a new CEO has been validly appointed." Given the information available through Companies House, including its shareholder base, we are somewhat at a loss to how you will be able to wrest control with the company. Furthermore, there is the outstanding claim for damages against Rich Energy for copyright infringement in relation to its logo, so our clients, Haas, are rightly concerned about the solvency, ongoing viability of the company. It will be interesting to see what happens to Rich Energy when the full story of the wind-up petition becomes available. There is definitely more to Rich Energy than we could find. Why a business would have that many different companies set up under similar names? So, where are we now with all this? So we so far have covered Rich Energy and their past. We've covered how they got in trouble with Whyte Bikes and the copyright infringement. We've also seen how their future is looking with OMG Racing and how that is so confusing. And what makes this even more interesting is that William Storey still to this day promotes Rich Energy whilst the new distributor has nothing to do with William Storey. If you have any thoughts, put them down below in the comments because we're interested to get involved in the conversation. If you do enjoy this video, leave a like down below. We really appreciate it. Also, why not consider subscribing as we post many more motorsport videos throughout the week. And also don't forget to check out our podcast, which we release every 2 weeks. Also, why not check out our website, theapexmotorsport.com, where we post articles on different things going on in the world of motorsport, from Formula 1 to Formula E, and also motorbike racing, and so much more. Once again, thank you all for watching, and if you would like to see another video, something like this, why not click on one of the videos on screen now.